Imagine this. A criminal forges your signature on a deed, files it at your county office, and suddenly the public record says someone else owns the home you've lived in for 30 years. It sounds like a nightmare, and the ads for $200 a year title lock services want you to feel exactly that fear. So let me give you two things right now. Up front, first, the reassuring truth the ads leave out. And second, a free alert set up by your own county government that does the single most important job those paid services charge you for. If you own your home, and especially if it's paid off, you need to hear this all the way through. Because I'm going to show you what home title theft actually is. Or you almost certainly won't lose your house the way the ads imply. The free alert that catches it early. And whether that $200 subscription is worth a single penny. No fear selling, just the facts and a short to-do list. Before we start, if you'd rather have the truth than a sales pitch, subscribe and turn on the bell. I dig into what actually protects you, not what makes someone money. All right, let's start with what this crime really is. Home title theft, also called deed fraud, is when a criminal forges your name to transfer your property to themselves or a fake company, or to take out a loan against your home and disappear with the cash. It's real, and when it happens, the consequences are serious. But here's the part the scary ads almost never tell you. And it matters. A forged deed is legally void. The moment a signature is forged, that transfer isn't legitimate. The criminal does not actually legally own your home. They can't truly sell it out from under you, and you do not instantly lose the house. So why care at all? Because clearing a forged deed off your record still takes a legal process. It's called a quiet title action, and it can be expensive and stressful if the fraud sits undetected for months. The whole game, then, is early detection. Catch a bad filing within days instead of months, and you save yourself an enormous headache. And catching it early is exactly what the free alert is built to do. Let me show you how to set it up. This is the tool the entire video is named after. And most homeowners have never heard of it, even though it's free and takes about 5 minutes. Hundreds of county recorder and clerk offices across the country now offer free property fraud alert service. You register your name and your property. And from then on, if anyone records a document against your home, a deed, a lien, a new mortgage, the county emails or calls you automatically. That's it. That is the same core function the paid services sell for $200 a year. Here's exactly how to set it up today. Go to your county recorder's, clerk's, or assessor's website, search your county name plus the words property fraud alert, property alert, or document notification. Register with your name and property address. Add your email or phone, and you're done. If your county doesn't offer it yet, call their office and ask. Many are rolling these programs out. The FTC itself specifically recommends checking for these free county programs before you ever pay for monitoring. Set this up for yourself. And if you have an elderly parent who owns a home, set it up for them too, because, as I'll explain shortly, they're in the highest risk group. Now, let's talk about those $200 ads. You've seen the commercials, usually from a familiar voice, warning that your home could be stolen at any moment unless you pay their monthly fee. So let me tell you what those services actually do, because you deserve the truth before you spend the money. Here's the key fact, straight from the Federal Trade Commission. These services notify you after a fraudulent document has already been recorded, not before. They do not prevent the fraud. They monitor your county records and send an alert, which is the exact same thing the free county program does. And despite the word lock in some of their names, you cannot actually lock or freeze your title. County offices are generally required to accept filings that meet their basic requirements. Consumer experts like Clark Howard have said plainly that they wouldn't pay for these subscriptions, and never have. So is there any reason to pay? One, and only one. Some paid services include a restoration team and cover legal expenses if fraud happens. If you're in a high-risk category and you want that professional backstop and peace of mind, that specific feature might justify the cost. But for the average homeowner who just wants to be alerted, the free county program does the alerting for $0. Don't let fear talk you into a bill you don't need. No, there's one thing you may already own that could help even more. When you bought your home, you very likely purchased owner's title insurance at closing. Most people forget they even have it. No, the standard policy mainly covers problems from before you bought the place, an old lien, hidden heir, a forged deed further back in the chain. But here's your action step. Call your title insurance company and ask one direct question. Does my policy cover title fraud that happens after my closing date? Some enhanced policies do. And if a forged deed shows up, they'll hire the attorney and cover the court costs to clear your title. That's worth knowing before you ever need it. And while you're protecting yourself, add 2 more layers that cost nothing. First, freeze your credit with all 3 bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. It's free, and it makes it much harder for a thief to take out a loan against your home or your name. Second, once or twice a year, look up your own property on your county's records and do a quick search of your address on a site like Zillow to make sure it isn't listed for sale without your knowledge. 2 minutes, twice a year. Next, let's talk about who's actually most at risk, because it's probably you or someone you love. Let me be honest with you, because honesty is more useful than panic. For the average person living in a mortgaged home they occupy, title theft is genuinely rare. The FBI logs only a few thousand true cases a year out of well over 100 million homes. And this is why this video is aimed at homeowners 60 and older. The risk is concentrated in a few specific groups. Criminals target homes that are paid off and free of any mortgage, because there's more equity to steal. They target second homes, vacation properties, and vacant land that owners don't visit often. And they disproportionately target older homeowners. If you own your home outright, or you have a property you don't live in year-round, you are exactly who these thieves look for. So watch for the warning signs. If you suddenly stop receiving your property tax bill or a utility statement, that can mean someone changed the mailing address on record. If you get a mortgage statement or a bill for a loan you never took out, take it seriously immediately. And if paperwork arrives for a property transfer you never authorized, act that day. Which brings us to the last thing you need to know: what to do if it ever actually happens. If you ever get an alert or spot filing you didn't authorize, don't panic. Remember, that forged deed is void, so you have not lost your home. But move quickly. First, contact your county recorder's office and report the fraudulent document right away. Second, file a report with local police and with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3, which tracks these cases. Third, call that title insurance company and a real estate attorney about starting a quiet title action to formally clear the forgery from your record. Early action keeps it a manageable problem instead of a drawn-out ordeal, which is the entire reason the free alert matters so much. So here's your simple, no fear checklist. 1. Set up your county's free property fraud alert this week. That's the big one. 2. Skip the $200 subscription unless you specifically want the restoration backstop for a high-risk property. 3. Ask your title insurer whether you're covered for post-closing fraud. 4. Freeze your credit with all 3 bureaus for free. And 5. Twice a year, check your own property records and watch your mail for anything missing. The single most valuable thing you can do takes 5 minutes. Search your county's website right now for Property Fraud Alert and sign up. It's free, it's fast, and it's the real protection the ads are charging you for. If this gave you the truth instead of a sales pitch, subscribe so the next scam doesn't catch you off guard. And share it with a homeowner over 60, especially anyone with a paid-off house. 5 minutes could save them a world of trouble. I'll see you in the next one.